Now Jarecki here with head coach Tommy Richards for today's Tommy Talk. And coach, yesterday was a tough loss against the Pickles. You end up losing game number 2 and the series overall. What was your overall thoughts from game number 2?
Hate losing. There's no such thing as a moral victory in our game, but I think if I was reflecting on it, yesterday was way better process-wise versus day one. Day one was terrible, and we needed to just take a look in the mirror and figure out, what we're doing here and why we're coming to the field every day. But yesterday, I thought we competed a lot better offensively. We got some more hits, which was good. Still a lot of things we can clean up, and hopefully we go out tonight and win a game.
After game number 1, you said that the lineup didn't really feel hungry enough. Game number 2 was a completely different lineup. What did you think about this lineup from game number 2?
Yeah, I thought it was a little bit better. I mean, everything's got a guy. It's never just good or bad. There's always good and bad in there. I thought Sitzman played hungry, and I think maybe he inspired other guys, or maybe there's just a different tone set, but he made a few hustle plays, and I think there's more quality at bats and just a little bit more of a focus factor. And so, yeah, I thought yesterday was better as a whole than day one.
I was going to ask you about Ethan Sitzman. He had a 2-for-4 day, and it just seemed like he was flying all over the field. Can you just go a little bit more in depth about his performance yesterday?
Yeah, he doesn't think too much, and if he did, that'd probably be a bad thing because he's not the brightest guy out there, but he's a really competitive kind of guy. The guys love him. He's got a good playlist in the locker room, and I think yesterday he just played hard, and he kind of plays with like this reckless kind of freedom, and so seeing him wheel from second to home and scoring was awesome. He just kind of saying, "Thanks for the pineapple, I'll take it where I can get it," and he went in there and did it. It was awesome, man.
For sure. One question that I have for you is the decision to leave Diego Chavez in that 9th inning. There's been a couple of talks throughout the year where it feels like you're trying to extend the relievers a little bit too far. There, you're trying to throw him another inning. You ultimately surrendered a run, but he did get final 3 outs. That run ended up being a huge run at the end. Do you feel like you did extend him too far, or do you feel like that was just part of the game plan to preserve more pitchers?
I think that I wouldn't change it. Looking back at it, it was kind of between do we leave Diego in, or do we go to Yasipin, or do we go to Chonkic? And we weren't going to go to Chonkic unless we were tied, I believe was kind of the scenario that we talked about. So, yeah, I think that was the right move there. We did give up another one and make it a 2-run game rather than a 1-run game, but I mean, we got guys coming in and out, and the bullpen's a little bit thinner, and so getting him that extra one I think was a good thing. And Chonkic is available tonight, Holbert's available, so yeah, it lines us up a little bit better for tonight.
Game number 1 and game number 2 had completely different lineups. Game number 3, same story. What was the criteria to, I guess, be put into today's lineup?
Just how I feel like you're playing, yeah, and I wanted to get Ray out in center field and see him run around. I wanted to keep Sitzman in the game, because I thought he did a good job yesterday, but I wanted to get Antonsen back in there also, so Antonsen will play short. And Soper hadn't played yet, and he's deserving of 1 out of the 3, so he's over there at third base. Hellman's a good hitter, so he should DH. Jake Dodge, it's one of his last days, so he's going to play first base. And so it goes. Kleckner has done some good things. I like his play. Hayes is getting healthy, so he's going to kind of do an opener kind of a deal with Booney, and then Stevens will come in after him behind the plate. And then Frazier does a good job of putting together competitive at-bats, and so the criteria was just kind of figuring out how in the heck we can win a ball game today really is what went into it.
You said there's going to be an opener with Hayes as the catcher and then Stevens coming in the second half of the game. I guess what is the pitching strategy today with Boone starting?
Well, so the biggest thing there is like Booney has a lot of mileage on his arm, right? And we got to be prudent. We can't run him out there for too long. I mean, we'll see how the game goes, right? And see how many we can get out of him. But we just need to be ready to cover some innings behind them, and I'm confident that we can do that.
Lastly, how are you going to claim Game 3 today against the Pickles?
1 pitch at a time, man. That's a good club. We got to do things the right way. I hope we play inspired baseball. We've got to be emotionally intelligent. There's things that happened yesterday. I was proud of Rufo. Rufo had some things that could have made him emotional and threw him off of his game. So we got to follow Rufo's lead a little bit. We got to execute a whole lot better, and we just got to make routine plays and play hard.
Awesome. Good luck today, Coach.
Thanks, man.
It's been today's Tommy Talk with head coach Tommy Richards.